Obviously, winning is always important. I think it's a great opportunity for us to try and win a series against Australia, which will do wonders for our conference. We obviously also still trying to find our best combination, and playing against Australia will give us that opportunity. So there are two ways to look at it. Definitely to try and find our best combination and keep developing some of the younger players. But secondly, Bangladesh don't play against Australia that often, so this is a big series for us, and we're very determined to do well in it. So yes, guys, and it's very frustrating continuously reading the negative articles about Bangladesh's cricket team. It's why you guys say they're not a very good T20 team is beyond me. I think we've got some wonderful players. For sure, there's room for improvement, but I think the ingredients are there to be a really good T20 team. We know we don't have the physical attributes of a West Indies team that are big, powerful men, but we've got some skilled batsmen in our side, and I'm really pleading with the media to be a bit more positive about the team. There's just always negative comments, and that is very draining sometimes. So I disagree with you totally. I don't think we're a bad T20 team at all. I think we've got some wonderful T20 players who we've backed and supported, and there's more positivity about them. I think they can become a force to be reckoned with. We know we need to improve, that's obvious, but it's a process. We haven't played many T20s over the last year, and I mean the T20 series in New Zealand was disappointing, but we played really well against Zimbabwe, and we come into this series pretty confident, so I'm hoping we can get some positive reporting about the side going into the series and leading into the World Cup. There's always pressure when you play international cricket. I think it's I can't understand the stringent rules Australia have placed on Mushfiq's bubble. I mean, 10 days surely would have been enough, so very disappointing with the way they went about it. But look, we want to play against some of the best teams in the world. That's what we ask for, and it's a great opportunity for one or two of the other younger players or fringe players to come and make a play and show what they're capable of. So we know Mushfiq, Litton are two big losses for us, but we've got a biggish squad here, and we've got some quality players who can replace those players, so it's a great opportunity for them. I think we always want to play on a good wicket. There's no doubt that the conditions here will possibly suit us a bit more than it would playing away from home. There's no doubt about that, but you've got to be able to play T20 cricket on good wickets, because that's what we're going to be faced when we're playing in the World Cup and playing away from home. So I'm pretty sure we'll get a good wicket for the series. Firstly, no major injury concerns. Obviously, Shomo Saka is recovering from a mild strain that happened in Zimbabwe, but we're pretty confident that he'll be fit. And then Mitchell Stark and Cummins, and Hazlewood, we know they're quality bowlers. We've looked at some footage, but at the end of the day, you've got to be playing the ball, not the man. End of the day, they're human. They're going to bowl some bad balls, and we've got to make sure our minds is clear, and absolute clarity is that we've got to make sure we put the bad ball away. We know they're quality bowlers, but at the end of the day, that we've got to play the ball, not the man. Look, I definitely see some of the fringe players, or what the media like to call the younger players, putting in some big performances. Good to see the way Litton's coming through. Shomo showing some consistency. Naim Sheikh, young Shariful putting in some match-winning performances with the ball. So I'm very pleased with the progress of the side. We know we're not the complete team yet. We've still got a long way to go to become that. But there are some really good signs, and some of those young players or less experienced players are putting in big performances. And then I don't know how many series Bangladesh have played against Australia before. Speaking to some of these boys, not many of them played a proper series against them, so it will be a great opportunity for us. Look, we're coming in here wanting to win the series, there's no doubt about it. We're not coming up here to just compete. We want to make sure that we give Australia a good go, and end of the day we want to try and win the series. We obviously know Australia have got a rich history of cricket. The history that's been created by Australian teams hasn't really been created by the group of players that are here at the moment, so we can only play against who we're facing. Bangladesh aren't scarred by playing against Australia in the past, because they haven't played them that many times in the past. So like I've said, we know it's a great challenge. They're one of the powerhouses of world cricket, and for us to compete and win the series, we're going to have to be on top of our game. I come here as coach pretty confident that we can do that. If we do the basics really well, we can push Australia really hard, and I feel that we can beat them. So I don't think psychologically it's a massive issue for us, because there isn't much history between Bangladesh and Australia in this format in particular. So psychologically, I don't think there's too much to be concerned about. Well, number one, we've got Mahedi is here. So we do have a specialist off spinner. So Miraj has done really well in the one-day format, but we've got Mahedi here as our frontline off spinner. So we've got that base covered. And like I've said earlier, we know that they are two very skilled bowlers, but end of the day, we can't be overawed by who we're playing against. We just got to face the ball and not the man. I think that's really important in terms of the psychology of it. They're human, they're going to bowl some bad balls, and we've got to make sure that our mindset is there, that we can put those bad balls away. So we won't be overawed by that at all. We've got to make sure we focus on playing the ball and not the man. Yeah, very important. Look, like I've always said, he's a very difficult player to replace, because he bats in the top order and he bowls 4 or 10 overs in 50 over cricket. So he's going to be massively important for us, and he's been bowling really well. He's confident in his bowling at the moment. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how he shapes up against the Australian top order. We know that they have got quite a few right-handers in the mix, which could work in our favour as well. So Shakib's always a big player, and he's a player that always does well in big series. So I'm expecting some big performances from him over the next couple of weeks. Now, we've thought long and hard about that, but obviously Shakib is there, and Shakib could move into the opening spot. We've also kept Mohammad Mitten back. I know he's a middle order batter, but in this format, I think he can do a job as an opener should one of the openers get injured. So touch wood, nothing happens to any of those opening batters. But should something happen, I think we'll have sufficient cover for them. Yeah, look, I'd be reluctant to say they've got the better quality spinner. I think we've got some wonderful spinners in our team. Like I've said, we've got to play on good wickets, because that's what you're going to be faced when you play in World Cups and away from home. So I don't expect the wicket to be a major factor in this series. I don't think it's going to spin that much. It looks like a pretty good surface at the moment, and there's been quite a lot of rain around Dhaka at the moment. So there's obviously a little bit of moisture in the surface, and only 2 days before the game with quite a lot of cloud cover. So I don't think there's any prerequisite for a massively spinning wicket. I think we're just going to get a pretty good T20 wicket, a traditional Dhaka wicket, I suppose. And probably later on, because we're playing so many back-to-back games, but we can't preempt that. Nobody knows what the wickets are going to play like until we actually start playing them. Absolutely, they're also missing a couple of key players, and they've obviously got some players there that are trying to get into the World Cup squad, so there will be added pressure on those players to perform, and hopefully we can exploit that inexperience. I'm not too sure how many of those boys have actually played T20 cricket in Bangladesh, so it's a new challenge for them as well, and we've got to make sure we take advantage of that.